Hey everyone, Tom and Kevin here from Level 30 Games. We just wanted to do some quick reactions to the Pokemon Direct that came out 9 o'clock today, which for me was right in the start of my class, so I didn't get to watch it until a little bit later in the day. It's also why we're dressed like this, so this will be the most professional looking Pokemon recap of the day, we hope. Yeah.
Of the day.
So Kevin, real quick for us, initial impressions. Like, what's your gut telling you after watching this?
I like the art style.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I feel on the Galar region setting yet, and I do like the designs of the starter types. They're interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I have some thoughts on the Galar region as well. I think the art style looks safe. I think it's what we would expect
Right. Yeah, I agree.
for the first console foray of Pokemon. But I was looking more closely at the map, the Galar map.
The artwork?
Well, they showed like an overview of the
Right.
map, and it looks very long.
Yes.
And so that intrigued me for a couple of reasons. One, I kind of immediately jumped to, okay, I'm being funneled a little bit, and you can see the scale in the map is that it gets more grandiose the further you get into it.
Right, yeah,
So
I saw
there's
that.
clearly some design things there where, hey, you're going to start in this countryside, which I think looks gorgeous.
Yeah, you see some of it right here, actually.
And seems to be very heavily inspired by like a European farm village kind of thing.
Right. Which is probably maybe where you start out.
I would imagine so, yeah. And so my second thought was then it kind of had like, I don't know why, but like a Hunger Games kind of, you're going to be moving through these regions and you can clearly see you're going to go through snow here, and here's your rocky area,
Right.
and here's the more...
There was like a weird mystical forest in the upper left, it looked like.
Okay.
It was very small, but I noticed it, so I'm like, what is that up there?
Yeah, so I mean, it looks very, unlike the other maps that have had this, okay, more like, not circular, but kind of square mentality where you have
Where you
kind of-
travel around, yeah.
Right, this seemed to be like, you might zigzag across, but it looks like you're going up to this grand palace or something at the top of this map.
There were a few Pokemon games I did not play, like Black and White and Diamond and Pearl. I'm not sure if their maps were kind of similar to that, being like that linear direction, but I feel like I saw one that was kind of like that. But I feel that this may be more so,
Okay.
like you said. But
But the art style, yeah, I think the locales look absolutely gorgeous. I think the character
Right.
models, I don't know,
Scorbunny.
I'm kind of torn. No, not the Pokemon themselves, but the actual
the human
like human characters.
characters.
Yeah.
We've seen them before.
Yes.
They look very Sun and Moon, very
Right,
like
I was gonna say, pulled right-
The next iteration of that, like you said, it's safe. Same with Let's Go. It looks very similar to Let's Go.
Yeah.
The character models.
And it looks like there might be maybe some customization in wardrobe. I know that's something that Pokemon has done in the past before. So let's move right to those starter Pokemon. Initial thoughts, takeaways.
I like the designs. I don't know. I keep looking at the screen because they're up, but
No, don't look at me.
Okay, sorry, but Scorbunny's cool. The introduction, I like the introduction for them.
Yeah, that was cool.
I kind of like that they don't really tell you much about them yet because we know they're going to build it up throughout the year up till the game releases. I'm leaning toward the water one right now.
Okay, and that was my next question is which one you like the best?
Yeah, I like the water one. He looks a little curious,
Sobble?
mischievous. I think it's
Sobble?
Sobble.
Okay.
I don't know how he pronounces it.
I don't know how to
yet.
pronounce them
I don't
either.
know how
No,
to
they're
pronounce
just
it yet.
made up words. Yeah, no, I think some of the initial things I've been reading online over the course of the day intermittently has been how generic they kind of look.
Not very inspired.
A little less inspired, and I have to imagine after how many designs they probably probably wear themselves out, but I'm sure there's extra attention paid to the starter Pokemon
Right.
because they become the face of that generation for
yes.
better or for worse.
Yeah, I always wait to see what their evolutions are before I really decide.
Right, and that was one of my things for Sun was that normally I am the fire starter. I always go with the fire Pokemon right off the bat for a number of reasons. The first and foremost being I am not very good at Pokemon, and I tend to like give up about halfway through because I'm just tired of that grind. But I know. But the fire Pokemon, since you usually start in a grass-heavy environment, was always a little bit easier to get further into the game
OP.
for. At the start it is, absolutely. And then you hit that third gym where it's all, it's water, and you're just like, all right, well, now I'm kind of screwed. Obviously picking up Pokemon along the way.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to go with Scorbunny, although I'm kind of bummed about it because I think the names. Scorbunny is definitely the weakest name. Like it's clearly a bunny.
I feel like that's the coolest one so far. The other two just seem weird to me.
Names or
personally.
designs?
The names.
Yeah, but in a way they have personality behind them.
Yeah.
You know, like
But also they're new. We have to get used to them.
that's true.
That's probably
too.
part of it too.
That's true. So you think you're going to start water Pokemon?
For now, the water one is. I'm leaning toward that one.
All right, unless Scorbunny has some absolute lame final evolution, probably gonna stick with my Scorbunny. So great. Are there any concerns about the game, whether that ties to things we don't know yet, or just in general things that you saw in the trailer that led you to believe that maybe?
I'm very curious. Something toward the end where they said we have more in store. In my head, I'm thinking, not related to Sword and Shield, but a Let's Go, another iteration of Let's Go for Johto region.
Oh.
I'm wondering if that's in the cards, and we know nothing about it yet, because Pokemon Let's Go was pretty successful from what I've read and heard discussed.
From a sales standpoint,
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or
And
maybe,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I really liked it too. I know people are starting to get tired of going back to that original 151 in that region, but I thought it was cool, and I was hoping that we'd see some of that bleed into this version. I was.
Do you mean some of the mechanics and stuff?
Some of the mechanics, yeah. I was talking to Joe on the Level 30 team. His review's out today.
Check it out.
Yeah. The Pokemon in the open, I think, was really cool in Let's Go, how it was, all right, I can see who I'm going to go after. And then you had the notion of getting streaks to try and get shinies, which was really cool too.
They showed an encounter.
There was one encounter
and it was
when
in
they
the grass.
showed Pikachu, right, which was a giveaway that we're going to see older generation Pokemon in there. Maybe not all, but at least maybe some of the more popular or well-known ones. I would have loved to have seen that carry over.
Yeah, I did like that a lot. But again, the people who are used to the traditional style of Pokemon may push back on that. I'm not sure. We would have to get Joe's opinion on that.
That's true.
He's our Pokemon expert.
Our resident Pokemon expert.
Yeah.
I do think it was interesting that maybe now for this version more than any version in the past, they really leaned into specifying Pokemon RPG. And I don't know if they've ever really leaned into the RPG moniker for their games before, so I don't know if there's going to be anything different as far as that aspect is concerned.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that.
Any thoughts on controls? I know controls in Let's Go were a little different.
I want options. I want the option to use whatever.
Yeah, talk about that.
I like the Pro Controller over the Joy-Cons personally. With Let's Go, I was a little disappointed. You had to use either the Joy-Con or the Pokeball. Pokeball Plus? Yes,
Oh, just the Pokeball controller, yeah.
I want to use the Switch Pro Controller to play this game.
Right.
If there's motion involved, I'm curious to see how they implement it. But me personally, I love that Pro Controller.
Yeah,
So I wanna use it.
I'm hoping I can use that too. I think I used I almost called it a nunchuck. The Joy-Con.
Joy-Con?
Yeah, like the first time I played, it said Joy-Con, Joy-Con. And then I think every other time after that, I played it handheld because I didn't want to be lazy with it.
I never played it handheld.
But it was so much easier just to hit
the catch.
to throw it and not have to worry about the motion. Because for whatever reason, mine would always swing a certain direction.
Joy-Con maybe drifting.
Maybe, that's true. So I'm hoping they allow some sort of Pro Controller.
Yeah, I want options.
Iteration.
I feel like they would after the reaction to Let's Go.
Hopefully.
Probably.
Hopefully.
We hope.
Yeah, hopefully they're listening and make some of those things open.
Yeah.
Any other concerns or things that maybe you're worried about as far as changes we're not going to get? Like for me, one of the things that jumped out in watching the trailer, especially in the few snippets they showed with the character moving through the different worlds, beautiful worlds, but I noticed kind of the design of, okay, we're in an open field, but there's still a path, and there's still a fence along that path. And even in the city, I can see there are corridors where it still feels like it's very, we're going to push you down this path, as opposed to, and I know the pipe dream for a lot of people were, put Pokemon in Breath of the Wild's engine and just
open worlds.
Go with it. Thoughts on that?
That scene with like the mining area where there was the rails and it looked like the female character was in a cave, that had me concerned with what you brought up, like being very linear.
Okay.
If I want to be able to explore in the order how I want, like you say Breath of the Wild, but it's not going to be super open world like a lot of people hoped and dreamed for this one.
Probably
It
not.
doesn't feel like that from what we've seen so far.
Right, which again, I think we let off with it. Safe might be the
Yeah.
right word with this game. That's not going to make it bad. I'm
Right.
still looking forward to it, and we'll be excited to play it.
Yeah.
So we'll end on this. Interesting choices for the titles of the game, Sword and
Yes.
Shield.
And the logos,
Yeah, which
which looked like a wolf, but it may be a Pokemon. The head on the top.
yeah,
of
no,
both
I
the Sword
noticed,
Shield.
and it was the same on both, which is also
Right.
a little interesting. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of
Like competing factions. But the
Yeah.
the trailer talked about industries. Maybe there's competing industries.
could be.
So I'm very intrigued by those titles and those logos.
Yeah,
I
and
wanna know what
especially
that is.
since Sword with offense and Shield is defense, so maybe the Pokemon that are specific to each game
Oh,
might
yeah.
be a
May
little
lean
bit
toward
more
those.
lead to those characteristics.
Yeah.
So the Shield, Pokemon Shield, obviously gets nothing but
Like crazy defense
yeah,
stats.
or like Kakunas, and they just use Harden all the time,
All day?
until
You have two Metapods battling it out.
Yeah, Sword or Shield for you, knowing nothing else about the legendaries or anything.
Shield, because I like the logo's red.
Oh, okay. Good throwback. See, I was going to go Sword because I've always been I don't use buffs or anything. I just kind of go
Now
full
I
on
should
attack.
My original was Pokemon Blue, so I should go Sword.
And
'cause
my
it's blue.
original was Pokemon Blue as well.
I still have mine.
I have my yellow cartridge. I don't have my blue cartridge.
Blue, I think blue. I have my blue and my silver.
Okay.
So,
So is this a must buy for you at the end of the year?
right now, yeah, I'm buying it.
Okay.
But I hope it's awesome. Like we don't know much yet, so but I'm buying it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. I have to.
And we're sure we're going to get a few more things over the course of the next few months.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a big splash at E3, GDC's around the corner. There's a lot of
Definitely.
opportunities for Nintendo to show this game
They're
off.
going to the whole rest of the year build hype for this.
Yeah, which
They've done
makes
it in the past.
for an interesting schedule because they have a lot of competing franchises.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think E3 is going to be a big, hey, where's your focus? A lot of
Yeah.
people so far have been saying Animal Crossing, but maybe this now puts a splash in the...
They usually show stuff before E3. I think Game Freak does. I've heard discussions in the past. They usually reveal a lot before E3, and then Nintendo focuses on other stuff at E3. But
that's-
this will be there. They'll have it to
I would
play.
imagine maybe in some playable form.
Yeah.
Great.
I agree.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up our conversation. We wanted to keep it brief, but get this out to you folks today, so thanks for checking it out. If you have any comments, leave them for us. And please, if you want to correct us on stuff, do that as well. We're not the most hardcore Pokemon fans. We love the game. We're hoping you're looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I am too. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. So thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next time.